Every morning before the world shouts its demands, there's a voice you must hear first, your own. Most people live their lives chasing approval, applause, and attention from others, and die wondering why they never felt fulfilled. But the truth? The greatest investment you will ever make is not in a stock market, a business, or even a relationship. It's in yourself. Today, I'll show you how to make yourself your greatest project, your most valuable asset, and your unstoppable source of power. Every single day before a man can rise to the level of his greatest potential, he must first understand that his mind is the control center of his destiny. Every idea, every decision, every action begins as a seed in the mind. Yet most people guard their possessions more carefully than they guard their thoughts. They will put locks on their doors, alarms on their cars, and passwords on their accounts. But they leave the door to their mind wide open, allowing anyone and anything to walk in and plant whatever seeds they choose. And the tragedy is the weeds grow faster than the flowers. Each morning you awaken with a mind ready to be programmed. The first voices you hear, the first images you see, the first words you read, they begin shaping the attitude, energy, and confidence with which you will face the day. If you allow the news, gossip, criticism, or other people's negativity to be the first thing you consume, you have handed over the steering wheel of your day before you have even gotten out of bed. But when you rise and deliberately choose what to feed your mind, thoughts of possibility, gratitude, faith, and focus, you step into your day as the driver, not the passenger. Understand this. Your mind cannot tell the difference between truth and falsehood if you repeat something to it often enough. That means if you let fear-filled voices tell you the world is hopeless, your mind will believe it. If you let the wrong crowd convince you that success is impossible for someone like you, your mind will believe. But if you take control and tell your mind over and over again that you are capable, worthy, and destined for something greater, it will also believe that, and it will begin to create the circumstances to match it. Guarding your mental gate means you decide who gets access to influence your thinking. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. There are people whose words are poison, whose presence is distraction, and whose habits are a slow erosion of ambition. And the danger is they may not even mean harm. They're just operating from their own limitations. But if you allow their limitations to dictate your possibilities, you will inherit their results. Think about the farmer who wants to grow a strong harvest. He cannot plant in polluted soil. He cannot let weeds take root and expect the crops to thrive. He must be intentional every day about what gets planted, what gets watered, and what gets removed. Your mind is that field. Every conversation you engage in, every book you read, every video you watch, every environment you place yourself in, it's all planting seeds. And the question you must ask is, will this seed grow the kind of life I want? Too many people live in mental neighborhoods that are dangerous, not because of physical crime, but because of mental theft. The theft of dreams, the theft of hope, the theft of possibility. Every time you allow the wrong message to enter unchallenged, you are allowing the thief to steal a little more of your belief. This is why you must stand guard every hour of every day over what you permit to enter. This is not about isolating yourself from the world. It is about becoming the filter through which everything must pass. It is about taking full responsibility for what occupies your mental space. Just as a king or queen would never leave the gates of their castle unguarded, you must not leave the gates of your mind unguarded. Because here is the truth. The life you have today is the sum total of the thoughts you have entertained and believed over the years. If you wish to change your life, you must first change your thoughts. And if you wish to change your thoughts, you must control what enters your mind. Guard your mental gate, for it is the doorway through which all success must pass. A man who desires greatness must first understand that greatness is not an event. It is a result of daily deposits into himself. Too many people wait for opportunity to appear before they begin preparing. They think, oh, when the time comes, I'll be ready. But opportunity does not wait for the unprepared, and life does not reward the man who waits until tomorrow to invest in himself today. The truth is simple. If you want to live an extraordinary life, you must become an extraordinary individual, and that is only possible through consistent, deliberate self-investment. Every day presents you with two choices, to grow or to remain the same. Growth is not accidental, it is intentional. Just as you would not expect a bank account to grow without deposits, you cannot expect your mind, your skill, your health, or your spirit to expand without putting something into it daily. You must look at yourself as the most valuable asset you own. You would not neglect your most valuable property. You would maintain it, upgrade it, and protect it. The same must be true of your mind and your ability. There are people who will spend hours scrolling through distractions, watching other people live their lives, yet claim they have no time to work on themselves. But the man who values his future more than his comfort will always find the time. Even 30 minutes of reading, learning, training, or practicing every day, compounded over years, will place you so far ahead that others will call it talent, luck, or even unfair advantage, but it will be nothing more than daily self-investment. This daily work is not always glamorous. Often it will feel small and unnoticed. No one claps when you study after everyone has gone to bed. No one cheers when you wake up before dawn to exercise your body or your mind. But this is where your strength is forged, in the unseen and the uncelebrated moments. The world only sees the fruit, but the roots grow in silence. The danger of neglecting self-investment is that life will always place demands upon you. If you have not built yourself to meet them, you will break under the weight. A man who is not prepared for adversity will be crushed by it. But the man who has been building himself daily, sharpening his mind, strengthening his resolve, expanding his knowledge, will stand when others fall. Preparation is not a luxury, it is survival. Self-investment takes many forms. It could be expanding your skills so that you become indispensable in your work. It could be strengthening your body so that you have the energy to pursue your goals without exhaustion. It could be deepening your understanding of yourself so that you are not swayed by the opinions of others. Whatever form it takes, the key is that it happens every single day without fail. Consistency is the multiplier of all investment. You must see this process as non-negotiable. Just as a businessman would not skip a day of operations for his most profitable enterprise, you must not skip a day in the business of building yourself. One day's neglect may seem harmless, but it opens the door for 2, then 3, until weeks pass and you find yourself weakened, distracted, and falling behind. Discipline closes that door. There is also a truth that many overlook. Investing in yourself is the only investment that can never be taken from you. Money can be lost. Possessions can be destroyed, relationships can end, but the knowledge you gain, the skills you master, the character you build, these remain with you in every circumstance, in every season. They become part of who you are, and no man can steal them. The man who commits to daily self-investment will eventually rise, not because the path was easier for him, but because he was stronger for the path. And when the moment comes for him to seize the opportunity he has been preparing for, he will do so with confidence, knowing he has already paid the price in advance. Invest in yourself daily, for you are the foundation upon which your entire future is built. One of the greatest mistakes a man can make is to measure his worth by the yardstick of another man's life. From the moment we are young, the world trains us to compare grades in school, trophies in sports, salaries in business. And if we are not careful, this habit follows us into every area of life. But comparison is a thief, and it robs us of both peace and progress. You see another man's success and begin to question your own. You see another's speed and forget that every journey has its own pace. What you fail to realize is that you are running a race that only you can run. And your only true competitor is the person you were yesterday. The danger of measuring yourself against others is that you do not see the full picture. You see the victory, but not the years of preparation. You see the glory, but not the battles fought in silence. When you compare your chapter 2 to another man's chapter 10, you will always feel behind. And when you feel behind, discouragement sets in, and discouragement is the enemy of action. Once you stop moving, you stop growing. And the race is lost not to another man, but to your own stagnation. But when you shift your focus inward and measure only against your own progress, everything changes. Each day becomes an opportunity to surpass the man you were yesterday. If yesterday you read for 10 minutes, today you read for 15. If yesterday you earned a certain amount, today you find a way to increase it even slightly. If yesterday you acted with patience in one situation, today you act with patience in 2. This is how growth becomes inevitable. by setting the standard as your own past performance and refusing to accept less than forward movement. There is freedom in this approach because it eliminates the noise of the world. You no longer need to look over your shoulder to see who is gaining on you, nor do you need to exhaust yourself chasing someone who is running a different race entirely. You become consumed with your own path, your own pace, your own progress. And here is the paradox. When you focus entirely on improving yourself rather than competing with others, you often surpass them naturally without ever aiming to. Life is not a sprint with a single finish line. It is a series of marathons, each one preparing you for the next. Some will finish their races faster, others slower, but the only time you truly lose is when you stop running altogether. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory over the man you were yesterday. And when you stack enough of those victories together, you become unrecognizable in the best way possible to the man you once were. You must understand, yesterday is your greatest teacher, but it should never be your prison. Learn from it, but do not dwell in it. Ask yourself at the end of each day, where did I advance? Where did I hold back? Where can I be better tomorrow? Those questions create a cycle of constant growth. You may not notice the changes in a single day or even a week, but give it months, give it years, and you will look back to find you have traveled a distance so great you hardly believe you once stood where you began. When you measure yourself against your own past, you also remove the temptation of envy. You begin to see others not as rivals, but as fellow travelers on their own paths. Their wins no longer diminish you, and their pace no longer pressures you. You can celebrate them without losing focus on your own mission, because you know that your journey is not theirs to run. A man who measures himself against his yesterday is unshakable, because his progress depends only on his effort. He cannot be rushed by another's speed, nor can he be slowed by another's delay. Each day is simply about being a little wiser, a little stronger, a little more disciplined than the day before. Win against the man you were yesterday, and you will never lose. A man's energy is his true wealth. You can rebuild money if it is lost. You can replace possessions if they are taken, but once your energy is spent, the day is gone. The moment is gone, and it will never return. Yet most people give their energy away as if it were endless. They spend it on arguments that prove nothing, on distractions that yield nothing, on people who contribute nothing. And then they wonder why they feel exhausted before the real work of their life has even begun. You must treat your energy as you would treat a great fortune. A wise man would never hand over his gold to anyone who asked for it. He would not invest in ventures that offered no return. He would not scatter his wealth in places where it would be stolen or wasted. In the same way, you must guard the hours of your day, the focus of your mind, and the strength of your spirit as if each were a coin of gold. Before you give them away, ask yourself, will this investment make me richer in purpose, in progress, in peace? There are people who will drain your energy without meaning to. They will come to you with complaints, with gossip, with endless problems, and no desire for solutions. If you allow them, they will take from your storehouse day after day until you have nothing left for yourself. This is why boundaries are not just a sign of self-respect. They are a strategy for survival. You must decide who has access to your time and who does not. You must decide which conversations deserve your attention and which must end before they begin. Protecting your energy also means protecting your focus. Every time you shift your attention from what matters to what is trivial, you pay a cost. It might not feel expensive in the moment, but over time, it bankrupts your ambition. A man who is distracted is a man who is powerless. The world is full of noise designed to keep you from doing the work that will change your life. If you allow yourself to be pulled into every notification, every controversy, every pointless debate, you will find you have spent the day but purchased nothing of value. You must also understand that your environment plays a silent role in your energy. The people you keep close, the spaces you live and work in, the information you consume, all of these either add to your reserves or drain them. Place yourself in environments that inspire you, challenge you, and demand the best of you. Surround yourself with those who push you forward, not those who hold you back. And feed your mind with ideas that strengthen your resolve rather than weaken your spirit. And Even your physical energy is part of this fortune. The strength of your body directly affects the strength of your will. If you neglect your health, you are spending the capital of your future. The late nights, the poor habits, the lack of movement, they may not seem costly today, but the bill always arrives, and it demands payment in years of life and quality of living. Discipline and caring for your body is not vanity. It is protection of the very vessel that carries you toward your goals. The man who learns to protect his energy becomes unshakable. He does not exhaust himself chasing every demand placed upon him. He does not waste himself on pursuits that do not matter. He understands that saying a no to one thing is often saying a yes to something far greater. And so he spends his energy wisely, invests it deliberately, and reserves it for the battles that truly matter. Spend your energy as if it were the last fortune you will ever own, and watch how rich your life becomes. Everything you desire, everything you dream, begins and ends with the choices you make each day about your... When you guard your mind, you decide what seeds will grow in the garden of your future. When you invest in yourself daily, you build a foundation so strong that no storm can shake it. When you measure yourself only against your own progress, you free yourself from the chains of comparison and step into unstoppable growth. And when you protect your energy like your greatest treasure, you ensure that every ounce of your effort moves you closer to your vision. The world will try to pull your focus in 1,000 directions, but you have only one life, one race, one purpose, and that is to become the best version of yourself. Let your focus be on you every single day, for when you master yourself, you master your life.